What's up, people? Doing a quick overview of this Bark River North Country EDC. Real quick, I'll do the specs. This one is 7.775 overall length. These specs are from DLT Trading, so blade length is 3.5 inches. You're looking at 156 thou stock, A2 steel, tapers down to a pretty fine point. Weighs 5.2 ounces. This one is in matte green canvas micarta. So, initial impressions, I got this as a Christmas gift that I tipped off my wife. I wanted to try it out. So, I'm super happy with it so far. The ergonomics of this knife are excellent. It is super comfortable. I can get a nice full hand grip on it. It's like the perfect size for me. I'm comfortable with pretty much all grips. This reverse, like kind of like whatever bullshit cut that is, I do use it sometimes. The ass end of this, you can see there, it's a little sharp there. Could dig in if you were doing some like hard cuts on wood or something like that. So I might take a little bit of sandpaper and just knock that little bit of edge off and it should be good to go. So not a big deal. Other than that, it's super comfortable. I really love the feel of this one. You got a nice, almost full height convex ground blade. Sorry there, a little stuttering. With a swedge on top. It is pretty thick stock, but the full height of the grind, almost full height, whatever, allows for it to be really thin behind the edge. So this knife actually slices very well. Later on in the video, I'm going to merge two videos together. I'm going to go slice up some cardboard. And also, I'll show you how the sheath rides when I do that. But while we're there, this is the sheath it came with. The only other real video I've seen on this knife is from DLT Trading. The guy there said he didn't really care for the sheath. So, like, I looked at it, I was like, kind of big. So I've been carrying it in my Bark River JX6 sheath. And the other day, I was like, well, screw it, I'm just going to put it in its sheath. And I actually really like this sheath, how it rides on my belt, sits on my shirt, holds pretty tight to the belt. And I actually prefer carrying it now in the sheath that it came with. Imagine that. And like I said, they complain about the fire steel holder. I really don't carry a fire steel. Most of my shit, like when I carry, is all, I live in the city, so I use it for general EDC tasks, cutting up cardboard, maybe some food prep here and there, cutting strings, cutting rope, doing shit out in the, my yard. I'm working on the house or something, some construction materials or something like that. So I really have no need for the fire steel loop, but I'm going to leave it on there anyway because it doesn't bother me or affect it at all. So like I said, later on in the video when I cut up the cardboard, I'll show how this rides on the belt and how it carries. I actually really like this sheath, so that's that. But other than that, it's a pretty sweet little knife. I'm really digging it. This and the JX6 are probably my favorite two little fixed blades. I would like to see it in a better steel. Bark River seems to put out a knife always in A2. If the model sells pretty well, then they'll upgrade the steel. I don't know if they'll do it with this knife. It doesn't seem like it's selling that great. But honestly, I think it's very underrated, and I definitely prefer it. It's one of my top, at least two, if not my favorite. So hopefully we'll see it in a better steel. A2 steel, I don't mind. It doesn't hold the edge the best, and it's obviously not very rust resistant. And for me, honestly, in a small fixed blade like this, I wouldn't mind having this in stainless steel, 154, CPM 154, LMAX, anything, or 3V, because in my experience with 3V, it's a lot more stain resistant than A2, although they're both non-stainless steels. Like I said, it doesn't hold the best edge, but it holds a pretty decent edge. And the other side of that is it's super easy to maintain. It responds to stropping very well, so it's not hard at all to sharpen. So that's the upside of it. But like I said, though, I prefer it in honestly a stainless or 3V. But if it doesn't start selling more, I doubt that Bark River will do that. So anyway, as almost all Bark Rivers got a nice satin finish blade. This one, as I said, it's almost a full height grind, very thin behind the edge, and it just cuts well. So that's about that on this portion. I'll do a little bit of cutting with it, and then put it back up. But honestly, I think it's a great knife, great size. Yep, that's about it. So I'll do the other portion of the filming, merge them two together, and put this up. Alright. Alright, people, just real quick, just wanted to show a video just how this knife carries. This is how I carry it on my belt. It sticks down a little bit lower than my t-shirt. If I'm wearing like a hoodie or something like that, it's not as bad, you know, but handle's there. So that's that. What's up, people? Just finishing up real quick on this video. Still the North Country EDC. Lighting's a little shitty. I'm in a basement, but anyway. Just to show, there's some cardboard. I use 2 or 3 pieces to really tell if a knife is a decent slicer. Because, I'll be honest, you could take my Mora Bushcraft Black and it'll slice through a single sheet of cardboard because there's less resistance, and it's a Scandi grind. Scandi grinds are more woods type, not the best slicers, so it's really not a thing. So I'll stack up 3 pieces here. We'll see what it does. I'm sorry, it's a little hard to hold on to. See if that works a little better. So then 2. So just a little bit of cardboard cutting, really not showing too much, but the knife does slice well. So, and especially like I said, for the stock thickness of this, it is pretty thick. Here's the White River Caper. Now, like I said, it's a little hard to hold on to this shit when it's that small, but let's try it this way. So just a little comparison. You can kind of tell, kind of not, and that really depends on edge sharpness. Does have a bit to do with that as well. But you know, your grind geometry on your secondary grind really makes it a good slicer or not. Like I said, it's a pretty high grind, and it thins out a lot at the edge. So being thick stock, it's still a good slicer. It'll still perform good for EDC tasks. Not the best tasks, shit to show, but I've cut up a decent amount of cardboard with this, and some of it was really shitty. But overall, I really love this knife. You know, now I'm not saying like this is the best slicer in the world, but for the size of the, like I said 3 times now, for the size of the stock thickness, it still cuts and slices very well. So that's that. I'm out.